بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد. It's a favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that every day He gives us life, otherwise النوم أخو الموت. Sleep is the brother of death. Alhamdulillah الذي أحيانا بعد ما ماتنا. After death, Allah has given us life. So every day when we're going to sleep, we need to be prepared for death. And death, likewise, is said, إذا مات ابن آدم فقد قامت قيامته. When a person dies, then his qiyamah has started. So every day when we go to sleep also we need to ponder that our qiyamah is starting. That's a sign alone for us. So I need to be prepared for my akhirah. Continue with our signs number 14. لا تقوم الساعة حتى يبني الناس بيوتا. Qiyamah will not come until you will see people building such houses. يوشونها وشي المراحل. They will decorate and embellish their houses like how embroidered clothing is decorated. Their houses will be decorated. One meaning is with different types of paints, colors, decorations, etc. In today's time you can understand where we have wallpaper, carpets, etc. That's very colorful. So floors will be decorated, walls will be decorated, ceilings will be decorated, everything will be decorated. In another riwayat, Satartum buyutakum kama tasrul Kaaba. You will put sitar, curtains, cloths over your houses like how cloth is placed over the Kaaba. Speaking of the Kaaba, one of the signs number 15 is لا تقوم الساعة حتى لا يحج البيت. That Qiyamah will not come until Baytullah Hajj will not take place. Hajj will be cancelled. That is self-explanatory. Number 16. لا تقوم الساعة حتى يتباهى الناس في المساجد. Qiyamah will not come until people start boasting about their masajid. يأتي على الناس الزمان. A time will come in my ummah, people will boast about the masajid. ثم لا يأمرونها إلا قليلا. 17. These masajid will be built and people will boast, but there will be nobody to make ta'amir of the masjid, nobody to make amal in the masjid. The masajid will be وَيَخَرَابٌ مِّنَ الْهُدَى. There will be no musallis, or there will be musallis, but the musallis will be void of hidayah. And in another riwayat, you will beautify the masajid كَمَا زَخْرَفَتِ الْيَهُودُ وَالنَّصَارَى. Like how the Jews and the Christians have beautified their churches, etc. You will beautify it. مَا أُمِرْتُ بِتَشْيِيدِ الْمَسَاجِدِ. I have not been enjoined and encouraged to beautify and fortify the masajid. So a lot of money is being spent, whereas the same wealth, if we had to distribute it in our country, how much more masajid we could have built. In other countries, for a fraction of the cost, how much masajid we could have built multifold. Mullah Sayyid Khan Sahib used to say that in every street there should be a masjid. So rather have more masajid to make it more easy for the ummah. Number 18. وَظَهَرَتِ الْأَسْوَاتُ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. And voices will become common, loud sounds will become common in the masjid. حَتِيذُهُمْ فِي مَسَاجِدِهِمْ لَيْسَ لِلَّهِ فِيهِمْ حَاجَةٌ. That people, first meaning, will be speaking generally about dunya in the masajid. Nabi alayhi salam said, Allah has no need for these people. So one is people will be talking of dunya in the masajid, they will be raising their voices in the masajid. Number 2, people will not have the azmat of the places of Allah, the sha'ir and the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Means the hearts will be void of taqwa and the recognition of Allah, and they will not have the awareness and the grandeur of the place that they're in, and that's where there will be hurmati and thus respect of those places. Number 3, there will be sounds in the masajid, the sounds of shayateen. And that is through the cell phone, where there will be musical ringtones in the masajid. Likewise, people, na'udhu billah, will be watching videos, hearing stories, incidents of batil in the masajid. Even if it is a normal ringtone, there will be sounds in the masajid. Still to we are perpetrators and part of the sign of Qiyamah. Number 4, around the masajid there will be sounds. Means that the people around the masjid, whether they have shops or people driving by with their cars, will be blasting the music, will be blasting videos, etc. around the masjid. not be considerate that they are in the vicinity of the masjid. 19. من أشراط الساعة أن يمر الرجل بالمساجد لا يصلي فيه. That a person will pass by the masjid, he will enter the masjid, he will not read any salat in there. In another riwayat, أن تتخذ المساجد طرقا. The masajid will become a place of walking, a thoroughfare. So one meaning is, it is just a general thoroughfare, passage from one shop to another shop. People just use the masjid and they walk through. Another meaning, which is quite prevalent today, is masajid will become a tourist attraction. Like mentioned earlier, people will boast about the masajid and they will try to get records for the most amount of this and that, most amount of tourists, the biggest this. And just let's go out to take one example, Sheikh Zayed Masjid in Abu Dhabi. It took them 11 years to build. It covers 30 acres, to 3,000 workers and 38 subcontracted companies. The courtyard alone, which has a design, a floral design, 17,000 square meters, which is the largest example which we can see in the world today, a marble mosaic, 17,000 square meters. Look at the carpet. The hall alone has 5,627 square meters, which is the largest carpet in the world. It took 1,300 people to knot it. Imagine, weighing 35 tons, 2,268,000,000 knots. It took them 2 years to make it. Then the chandelier, they got the third largest chandelier in the world. These are all signs, tourist attraction. Forget just the tourists, but other evil elements are part of our masajid. 2013, the singer Rihanna posed in the same masjid that went viral. So we are inviting the people of Batil, and they are showing their Batil in our masajid. Nabi alayhi salam, how true. أن تتخذ المساجد طرقا. People will just go and make the masjid a show and a tourist attraction, and they won't be even reading any salah in that masjid. Number 18. We finished 18 and 19, 20. من إشراط الساعة أولو أهل الفسق في المساجد. That the fusaq and the fujjar will be given status in the masajid. Those people that are transgressors and breaking the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will be given a high status in the masajid. The first meaning is that actual people who break Allah's awamir will be given preference, and that will be through lectures. People that have no sign of Allah, no sign of the sunnah of Janabi Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will be given lectures in our masajid. They will be reading qira'at in our masajid, the masjid and the Baytullah, dressed in a suit. Those people whose dress is the dress of the enemies of Allah and His Rasul will be given bayanat and reading qira'at, etc. in our masajid. We went to one country in the world. It was a so-called renowned masjid in that area, and there was a cable coming from the basement to the minaret. I inquired from the locals, there's a big satellite dish here. What is that? They said it's the Imam Sahib, it's his satellite dish. He stays at the basement of the masjid. We went to another masjid in that area. The Imam was relaxing. We didn't see him for Dhuhr. He said, no, I only get paid for Salat. So generally Jummah time is busy. That's the only time I come to the masjid. The rest of the week, Imam Sahib not visible. In one country, Imam Sahib, mashallah, big sheikh, gave a khutbah, bayan, left. Then he went to his closet, he removed his Mubarak Jummah, his Mubarak Imama, and even removed his Mubarak beard. Mawlana Sayyid Khan Sahib's Jamaat, first few Jamaats went to Palestine. The Mu'adhin gave adhan and left the masjid. I asked him, Sheikh, where are you going? He said, I get paid for adhan. I get paid for adhan. I don't get paid for salah. So these are all signs. Number 2, the people in charge of the masjid will be the transgressors, and today so-called mutawallis. That the wealthy people who control the masajid like a business is run. So one was the beautification of the masajid, and then the beautification of the masajid where even the voice will be controlled, because we need an imam that got a good sound, no matter there's no deen, no taqwa, no piety, no sign of Allah in him, but we need the ambience of the masjid to match. To maximize, take work out of the ulama, least pay. One scholar, one alim was given a disciplinary hearing because his wife went in labor and he took her to the hospital. Another alim was fired. Why? Because you need to eat from tawakkul. He was doing business, so they said ulama cannot do business. It's contrary to the shan of the ulama. So mashallah, the people of the dunya must do dunyawi business, but the people of deen must get their food from the asman like the Bani Israel. This is double standards. Same ways, they will put the fujar, these mutawallis will put the fujar and fusaq on the mimbars in the name of deen. Number 3, women giving khutbats in the masjid. Likewise, people call in other people from different religions and say you need to come. These kuffar and fujar will come into our masajid. Number 4, calling of governments and officials and dignitaries in our masajid, and we give this fusaq and fujar status in our masjid. This is a sign of qiyamah. All these signs that have been mentioned now and yesterday's signs. حَتَّى تَرَوْا أُمُورًا عِظَامًا. You will see matters of great magnitude, unprecedented, beyond your comprehension. And حَتَّى تَزْوِيَ الْأَرْضُ زَيَّا, and the earth will shrink, which is a very important point, was virtual reality, augmented reality, where people have a second life. So in your normal life, you have a virtual world where you go online. Now, we say in 5G and technology, that's there in its place, but what's the primary focus? Besides movies and all other things which they are planning, I mean, these are small things, tracking movements, they know all your movements. Currency systems, they already control the banking structure, World Bank, Feds, etc. Information, they already know everything about you, from what you eat, where you move, where you stay, what you do, all of details. Chips are just a small part of the equation, but a bigger picture is to make the internet speed so fast that people now in their houses go into this world. They go into this world. Now for Batil to overpower the people of Haqq, number 1, they need to control their hearts and minds. Maulana Sayyid Khan Sahib used to say that the people of Tabligh, Jan, Mal, work there hai, lekin dil aur dimag nahi dete. The people of Deen are giving their life, they're giving their bodies, they're giving their time, but they're not giving their hearts and their souls. They may be out in the path of Allah, they may be in Salah, they're making tilawat of Quran, but their hearts are somewhere else. So the first is we need the Rijal of Allah. Shaitan needs to take them out. Secondly, where are the Rijal and the men of Allah made? The Masajid. So Shaitan Iblis needs to wipe out the Masajid. That's the place of Nur. That's the Marakis and the foundation of Hidayat. And number 3, he needs to remove Dawat, because Shaitan is afraid of Dawat. Likewise, let's look at another example. A company, for it to be prosperous in this world, number 1, they need innovation. They need a special product. So they need Rijal, men of expertise who have the technical know-how. And secondly, those men need to have a passion for that. So they can develop and invent items which are needed in the market. For that we need number 2, equipment and a place of manufacturing. So the invention is done, now we need manufacturing factories, etc. And to conclude this year, we need the marketing team. Batil also needs these 3 factors. So one is the Rijal of Allah, to destroy the men of Allah and to destroy their passion. Maulana Yusuf Rahmatullah used to say, if you do what you're supposed to do, you will not do what you're not supposed to do. If we are doing our amal in the masajid with the fikr of the hidayat of mankind, then Batil cannot infiltrate you. But now Batil wants to control you. Maulana Abdul Hasan used to say, most of the fitnas in the ummah are that the ummah doesn't know what to do with their free time. So Shaitan wants us to do what we're not supposed to be doing. So when we involve in that, we won't do what we're supposed to do. In the olden days, we had TV rooms. Now it's gone in a bigger scale, where there's big projectors, etc. Shaitan has his daily majlis. He's a big sheikh. He has when somebody is very important, we give them a special room. So there's a special room dedicated for Dajjal, Iblis, special majalis, weekly majlis, etc. And we have that programs continuously. Whoever you love, you will worship them. So now this Dajjal needs to be given time. There was a story of a girl who was addicted to television, screen, movies, etc. She passed away and that screen was glued to her. Asked ulama what to do. She had to be buried with the TV. So to destroy the ruh of deen, we need to control the minds and the hearts of people. And previously Muzakara was made of circumstantial deen. Let us try to listen to that. So this virtual world augmented reality is part of that one plan. Number two, masajid. Masajid are connected to the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The arsh is where nur descends. It descends onto the masajid. From the masajid it goes to your houses. From your houses nur of hidayat spreads. Batil is destroyed. Likewise the masajid are connected to salat. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Hidayat we are asking for and in salat. So that's the place to draw hidayat. It's the place of the amal of nubuwat where batil will be broken. And that's why we are told all the time, Masjid Abadi and the amal of the masjid, da'wat, ta'aleem, ta'allum, dhikr, ibadah and khidmah. Nabi alayhi salam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraged about the masajid where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking, fi buyutin adhin Allah an turfa'a wa yudhkara fiha ismuh. Allah's nur, Allahu nuru samawati wal ardh, where Allah's name is elevated and where hidayat descends and where hidayat spread is the masajid. And the rijal of the masajid is la tulhihim tijaratun wala bayun an dhikrillah. The name of Allah will be elevated. The rijal of Allah will be born here, and they'll be made here, and they'll be manufactured here. وَيِقَامِ الصَّلَاةِ They will establish salat. الْمُؤْمِنُ فِي الْمَسْجِدِ كَالسَّمَكِ فِي الْمَاءِ A believer in a masjid is like fish in water. وَالْمُنَافِقُ فِي الْمَسْجِدِ كَالطَّيْرِ فِي الْقَفْصِ A hypocrite in a masjid is like a bird in a cage. إِنَّمَا يَعْمُرُ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ Whoever's iman is strong, they are the people who are going to make the masjid abad. They will establish salah. Ulaika ay yakunu min al-muhtadin. These are the people who are likely eligible for hidayat. The masajid. So shaitan will destroy that. Then in salat, the third asbab is tilawat of Quran. Ja'a al-haqq, mufassirin say, Ja'a al-haqq is Ja'a al-Quran. The Quran, hudal lin-nas. It's a means of hidayat. وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِّنَ الْهُدَى وَالْفُرْقَانِ So Quran is in salat, in the masajid, in tilawat. It's a means of hidayat. Such a Mubarak Quran, the previous books were revealed. Sufi Ibrahim, 1st of Ramadan. Injil, 13th of Ramadan. Quran, according to Ibn Abbas, 24th of Ramadan. And it was on the night of Laylatul Qadr, it was descended on the Baytul Ma'mur. This entire Quran is hidayat. Now to destroy the masajid in the amal of hidayat, which is tilawat, salat, dhikr, etc. Shaitan has brought this here. And the last thing is dawat. Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyiru biyadihi. That if you see an evil, change it with your hands. If you can't, fabilisani, tongue. And if you can't, فَبِقَلْبِ your heart, and that's the weakest. فَذَلِكَ عَذْأَفُ الْإِيمَانِ It's the lowest stages of Iman. The sign of the strength of Iman is أَمَرْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ and نَهِي عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ أَصَابَهُمُ اللَّهُ بِإِقَامٍ مِّنْ قَبْلَ أَن يَمُوتُوا When this effort of dawah is not done, Allah's azab will come to those people. فعائشة رضي الله عنها says, دخل علي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فعرفت في وجهه أن قد هدره الشيء. Nabi alayhi salam entered. I seen he was perplexed. فتوضأ وما كلم أحد. Never spoke to anybody. فليسكت بالحجرة. I said, there's something special. Let me listen to him. فإسعى المنبر. Got onto the minbar. And he praised Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and said, Ya ayyuhan nas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Murum bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. Do this effort of da'wah, enjoin good and forbid evil before you make dua. فَلَا أُجِيبَ لَكُمْ I will not accept your dua. You will ask me, فَلَا أُعْطِيَنَكُمْ I will not give you what you ask for. وَتَسْتَنْصِرُونِي فَلَا أَنْصُرَكُمْ You will seek my help, you will in problems and situations. I will not help you, you will not see the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the ummah, 1 billion, 2 billion, so many million people making dua, the conditions of the ummah doesn't change. Dawat. Inna shaytan idha sami'a nida bis salat dhahaba hatta yakuna makana roha. Shaitan when he hears nida, the adhan, he runs. Roha is 36 miles from Medina Munawwara. 36 miles from Medina Munawwara. Wallahu. And shaitan, dhurat, passes wind. لو يعلمون الناس في التأذين لضربوا عليه بالسيوف That they would have taken their swords and they would have fought for this adhan. So one is the gaming virtual reality. Number 2 is virtual worlds where you will see Jannah. You will go into this world but it will be Jahannam. You will see Jahannam going out to the masajid, going dawah, going in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making tilawat and dhikr. It'll look like it's Jahannam difficult, but it's Jannat. And the last stage is they want to build a world where you will be inside this world and your whole life will revolve around this world. Very quick statistics, approximately 2.5 billion just in the game in virtual reality. I'm not going into any other statistics. 2.5 billion people into game in virtual reality. 2016 video games surpassed music and the film industry. 2013 one game release cost $265 million. The average gamer is 34 years old. 45% of gamers are women. In Fortnite was one game, average player plays around 10 hours a week and an avid player plays 40 to 50 hours a week. 35% of students have slept from class to play this game. 20% of workers have bunked their work because of this. The World of Warcraft, which is a game, sold 6.3 million units. Then there is the sports edition of several different gaming and PlayStations, etc. Xbox has sold 85 million units, PlayStation 3 87 million, PlayStation 4 88 million, PlayStation 2 157 million. These all preparing the world for the coming of Dajjal. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq of making effort in ourselves and the ummah so that we are protected. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.